Hello everyone, Desmond here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I am here to discuss the latest chapter of Boruto, chapter 71. And oh my goodness, do we have a lot to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before we start the video, I want to just give a little disclaimer. This is my first time doing a Boruto chapter video because I already did a video on Boruto. I did like a prediction video, but today I'm doing like a chapter review, and I don't really do Boruto chapter reviews, but I'm doing one for this chapter because this chapter was absolutely insane, and it's just a game changer to what's about to come in the Boruto series. So if you guys like the content that you see on the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We are on the road to 1K. Let's get it. Let's go. So the chapter basically starts off with Code basically threatening and trying to kill Amado, since he doesn't have any need for Amado anymore due to the fact that Code already has his limiters removed and stuff like that. So Code is like, I don't really need this guy anymore since I already got what I needed from him. And so Code is like 10 seconds away from killing this man Amado, and basically Ada's telling Amado, or Amado is basically giving Ada some sort of proposal, and he basically interests her, and that's when Ada basically tells Code to stop what he's doing and to back up because she wants to hear Amado's proposal. But then Code gets a little stubborn, and he's saying basically, why do you still need to talk to him and stuff like that? And Code thinks that Amado is just trying to trick her so that he can survive and get away from this trouble, the trouble that he's in, and he's trying to basically get Code out of the picture. That's what Code thinks in his mind. That's what he feels like Amado's trying to do. But Ada still doesn't care, and he's basically telling Code that if you continue to interfere, I will dispose of you. And so Code is still being as stubborn as usual because remember, he still has Amado in his retribution list. He's one of the people that Code wants to kill. So he wants to kill Amado because Code and Ada didn't really make a deal about avoiding Amado. The only person he made an exception to, which was on his retribution list, was Kawaki, because Ada loves Kawaki. So Code made an exception to not kill him, but never Amado. They never came up with that agreement. So Code is settled in killing Amado, but Ada is not going to let that happen. So basically, Damon comes out of nowhere and basically pushes Code aside and basically tells him to listen to his sister. But then Code repeatedly continues to be stubborn and tries to fight and tries to kill Amado. And then Damon just continues to block Code's attacks, and he just continues to push Code away, basically as a warning. And then after that, Damon actually does a little crazy shit against Code. So as soon as Code attacks, Damon is able to reflect Code's attack, which basically gives him a mark on his forehead. And that basically shows that Code was actually going to kill, or he had the killer intent to kill Damon. And then even Ada was surprised and like, you tried to kill Damon, Ada said, because she knew that the only way Damon can use his reflection abilities when one person has the killer intent of killing him. And so Ada was basically confused on how Code wanted to kill Damon. But then Code was like, can you really blame me because you really started the attack first by bringing Damon to fight me and shit like that? And so Code, it's just insane, bro. So like, and then Damon is just like Damon's basically saying that you're pretty strong. You're stronger than Jigen for sure. And then meaning that he's automatically stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. And Damon's basically saying that but you're no match for me. And he says a little line about how it doesn't matter who is second or in third place. As long as I'm first, that's all that matters. And then, oh my goodness, and Damon is just going insane. He's literally punching this nigga Code, sending him flying, kicking him in the neck, punching him in the face, and he even pulled an Ishiki. Because you remember when Ishiki jumped on Naruto during that episode? He like literally jumped on Naruto and just made Naruto pass out. Yeah, he did the same thing to Code. Damon basically jumped on his back and basically like stumped him on the ground, and Damon just passed, and then Code just passed out. But then he was able to get out of it with his claw marks. But then Code went for another attack, and then Damon kicked him in the neck, and oh my goodness. Oh, but I forgot to mention an important thing. So earlier in the fight, we see that Code is actually trying to fight Damon, and then Bug, which is that little old man that was there the entire time, Bug actually gives Code the weakness, or he basically lets Code know about the weakness of Damon. And his weakness is that his palm has to be touching someone. He has to be touching someone in order for his reflection abilities to be active. Like if he's not touching anyone, then he can't reflect any attacks. So Bug gives Code new intel, and then after that, it just jumps back to the fight, and then Ada is like, Bug, how dare you bastard, and shit like that. Ada was really pissed off, like, how can you do this? How can you expose us like this? Like, Ada was pissed at Bug for sure. And then after the Code and Damon's fight, Code basically tells Ada that he loves her and stuff like that, and that he's great. He's the only knight for her. But Damon is basically saying he's not. That he will always protect Ada, and that Damon and Code is not worth being her knight and stuff like that. And then Ada is basically telling Code how grateful she was in having Code by her side, because he did help free her and Damon. But still, she said that if she gets in his way, she will dispose of Code. So like, it's just crazy. And then Code is basically trying to fight for Ada's love, but he instantly gets rejected and shit. It's just crazy, bro. And so Code actually uses his claw marks to actually leave, but he takes Bug with him. And I'm guessing he took Bug because he knew that Bug knows a lot about Ada and Damon, and that's kind of a smart thing for Code to do, because if you knew about Damon's if you knew about Damon's abilities on how you can counter it, he probably may know a lot about Ada and other abilities that Damon has. So yeah, I would do the same thing. I would take the person that knows a lot about these guys and stick like that. And then Code says something about how he wants to become Otsutsuki, so that he will be able to he'll be able to know if he wants to kill Ada or love her, because you know that the only way you can really resist her enchantment is by being Otsutsuki or blood relative. And so that's why Code wants to become an Otsutsuki, to see if he really loves her or he really wants to kill her. I think Code really does love her, because I don't know, he wouldn't really be fighting this hard if it was just if it was just the enchant spell. So yeah, I think Code does like Ada, if he becomes Otsutsuki. So yeah. And then we jump back to the Leaf, and basically Shikamaru is explaining to Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto on Ada and basically her abilities, and how one can be caught by her enchantment just by looking at her and stuff like that. And then Sasuke and Boruto are just so confused. He goes for Naruto, and then Sasuke asks if Ada is a cyborg like Code, and then Shikamaru actually does confirm that she is, because he brings up the fact that Amato was shocked by her presence when she invaded, and so that must mean that Amato knows that Ada is a cyborg that was sent to that was stronger than Jigen and shit like that. And then we see that Shikamaru also explains about Damon and how there's another cyborg working with both Ada and Code, and he basically explains how Code and Ada aren't just the only ones, that there's one more cyborg that's working alongside with them. And so Shikamaru, Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto are kind of trying to figure out a way to counter them and stuff like that. So it was really interesting to have for us to see what was going on in the Leaf, and how they were preparing to fight Code, Ada, and now Damon. And so after that, we jump back to the hideout of Ada and Damon, and Ada is actually talking to Amato right now. And then Ada uses Damon's love for riding people as a way to basically threaten Amato, because Damon is literally on top of Amato. So she's basically like, if you try anything stupid, this kid is going to rip your head off. So she's basically threatening him and something like that, and to use Damon as a way for Amato to just talk, just sing like a bird and say everything he knows. And so he talked about how Kawaki's progression as an Otsutsuki is increasing and how he's gaining the powers of Ishiki. And he's basically saying that Kawaki is basically no one can stand up to his strength. That he's like the strongest in Konoha right now. And how even Naruto can't even do stuff about him, can't even do nothing to him and stuff like that. And so it's finally revealed that Amato has like an upper sleeve or an upper plan against Kawaki and stuff like that. And then he says that he's been using Kawaki as a way to protect his position in the leaf, because it's revealed that Amato also implanted an emergency shutdown code on Kawaki. And bro, I knew there was something fishy. Like, how did this nigga immediately get his karma? And so it's revealed that Amato also placed an emergency shutdown code on Kawaki. And bro, this is absolutely insane. Like, Amato just revealed that he basically ordered a shutdown code on Kawaki. So if he does anything stupid, he can immediately just shut him down. And Ada is pretty interested in this revelation. And Amato says that basically he can do this. So Amato basically says that he can really he's known as the leaf. He says that the leaf relies on him a lot, because he's the only one that can oppose Kawaki through the shutdown system thingy. And then Ada's basically saying that's bullshit, because you basically created this, but you're acting as if you're the savior or you're the problem solver of the same thing. So she's basically calling Amato a slimy bastard and shit like that. It's crazy, bro. And yeah, and so Amato basically telling Ada that she should take up Shikamaru's offer in joining the Leaf so that she could be closer to Kawaki. And Ada doesn't seem like she's done refusing or declining the offer, because yeah, she does want to get closer to Kawaki. And so yeah, it's looking like Ada and Damon are going to the Leaf, and Amato says that he's going to act as the mediator, because he still has to explain things to Damon, so it works out about Damon and who he is, so it works out. And so then we get then next we see Toad and Bug and how they're in this deserted area. We don't know where it is, but they're in this deserted area, and how Toad is basically telling Bug he saved his life, because Bug is kind of being reluctant in Code, and how he basically didn't agree with Code just bringing him here. But then Code sees it as a way I saved your life, bro. You could have literally died. And Code is correct, bro, because if Bug would have stayed, he would have died 100%, because he literally revealed the weakness of both Ada of Damon. And so she's going to see Bug as a threat, and she's going to easily eliminate him without any question. So Code did save his life. I'm gonna have to agree with that. And so Code is basically ranting and shit, saying that Kawaki is an asshole. How does he get everything? He's just really jealous, and he's just so livid about Kawaki and the thought of him. And he's basically saying that Kawaki took everything away from him and stuff like that, including Ada. But bro, how can you blame Kawaki for that? The girl, it's not his fault that the girl likes fine men like Kawaki, bro. So how is that his fault, bro? He's just jealous. And so Code says that he's going to take everything that Kawaki holds dear, the Hokage, the Leaf, and his family and shit. And so the chapter ends off with Code just with this insane look on his face, this rage. And so yeah, this chapter was absolutely crazy, man. It was such a good chapter, even though there was a good right amount of action, but even though it wasn't really heavy based on the action, the plot, the dialogue, the information that we got was really good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys comment down below on what you thought of the chapter. Yeah, peace, y'all. I'll see you guys later.